Have you ever wondered where the sweetest dreams go before they find you? Tonight, our paths lead us to a hidden world, to the quietest, most peaceful place under the stars, where your eyes can grow heavy and sleep comes easily. Welcome to Grandma's Tales audiobook. Today, we visit a magnificent, timeless forest that stands under a warm midsummer sky near the ancient rolling hills of old Athens. The air in this wooded realm is perfectly still, soft and warm, holding the sweet, delicate scent of wild thyme, blooming eglantine, and damp, mossy earth. The sky above the leafy canopy is painted in a breathtaking hue of soft peach and velvety pink, a gentle sunset that refuses to fade, keeping the deep darkness of the night at bay. Through the calm air, tiny, magical, glowing dust particles drift slowly, rising from the forest floor like warm, golden sparks from a hidden fire, illuminating the spaces between the ancient, twisting oak trees. Deep within this enchanted green world, where the silver mist hangs low over the grass like a soft, protective blanket, lives a youthful, clean-shaven young man. He has soft, light brown hair that catches the fading peach light of the sky, and he wears a clean, simple tunic of a gentle forest green shade, woven from lightweight linen. His name is Robin. Robin is a gentle caretaker of the forest's quiet places, a helper to the creatures of the woods, moving through the thick ferns with a light, graceful step, so silent it would not disturb a sleeping butterfly. He knows the secret pathways of the hedgehogs, the quiet hollows where the owls rest their heavy eyes, and the hidden streams where the deer drink the cool, pure water. Robin carries a very special object with him wherever he walks. A small silver bell, no larger than a hazelnut, tied to a thin cord around his wrist. This bell is his totem, given to him by the spirit of the old woods when he was just a child. It does not ring with a loud, sharp sound. Instead, when magic is near, the tiny bell vibrates with a soundless, comforting warmth against his skin. And when it does speak, it emits a low, musical hum that sounds like a single drop of rain falling into a calm, deep well. Holding his small totem, Robin can feel the pulse of the forest, understanding the silent language of the ancient trees and the soft breathing of the earth. But on this particular evening, the night of the midsummer solstice, a quiet tension hangs in the warm, fragrant air. At the center of the grandest glade stands the solar flower, a beautiful, luminous blossom with petals like spun gold. On the very edge of its lowest petal, a single, perfect drop of solar dew has formed. This is the forest's ticking clock. The drop moves with agonizing slowness, sliding toward the tip of the petal. Robin knows that time is ticking away. If the drop falls before the balance of the forest is restored, the magical light of the woods will fade forever, leaving the glade cold and ordinary. The slow, rhythmic pulse of the amber light inside the flower serves as a constant reminder that the midnight hour is drawing closer with every passing moment. The trouble had begun when Oberon, the wise and noble king of the fairies, lost his prized possession, the love in idleness. A small, deep purple flower that possessed the power to bring peace and gentle understanding to anyone who looked upon it. Without it, a strange restlessness had settled over the fairy court. The tiny sprites and creatures, usually so harmonious, were growing confused, and a soft grey haze was beginning to dim the beautiful peach-coloured sky. King Oberon sat upon a throne of twisted roots, his long brow furrowed with worry, his usual calm demeanour replaced by a heavy, quiet sadness. Robin felt his silver bell grow remarkably warm against his wrist. The silent vibration told him that the king needed his gentle assistance. Walking softly through the curtain of weeping willows, Robin entered the royal glade, where the setting sun threw long, golden beams of light and deep, soft shadows across the velvet moss. The king looked up, his eyes meeting those of the youthful young man in the simple forest tunic. "Robin," King Oberon said, his voice like the soft rustle of dry autumn leaves. "The midsummer night is slipping through our fingers. The solar dew is sliding toward the edge of the golden leaf. If the love in idleness is not found before the drop falls, the harmony of our realm will shatter, and the sweet dream of midsummer will turn to cold, grey shadow." "I will find it, Your Majesty," Robin replied softly, his voice a calm anchor in the shifting twilight. "My silver bell will guide me to the place where the purple flower hides. We will not let the clock run out." Robin knelt by the roots of the king's throne, placing his hand upon the earth. He closed his eyes and listened, allowing the soundless vibration of his totem to fill his mind. The silver bell began to hum, a low, rhythmic frequency that pointed toward the deeper, more mysterious heart of the ancient forest. Robin stood up, adjusted his green tunic, and stepped into the shadowy labyrinth of the great oaks, his light brown hair brushed by the low-hanging branches. As he walked deeper into the woods, the twilight transformation became even more beautiful. The peach and pink sky above grew richer, turning into a deep, tranquil lavender. A delicate, glowing fog began to rise from the forest floor, swirling around the trunks of the trees like ribbons of silk. From the hollows of the ancient barks, hundreds of tiny golden fireflies emerged, their small lights glowing with a warm, steady radiance, casting soft golden pools of light onto the mossy path before him. They did not flash brightly. They simply glowed, like tiny floating candles guiding his quiet steps. Soon, Robin heard the faint, ethereal sound of music drifting through the trees. It was the sound of the fairy court's musicians, playing instruments made of hollow reeds and cricket wings. He stepped into a wide, hidden meadow where the grass was dotted with white anemones. There, under the lavender sky, the fairies were dancing. They were delicate, beautiful beings with transparent, shimmering wings that looked like veins of pure silver. They moved in a slow, hypnotic circle, their movements as fluid as water, but their faces were clouded with a gentle confusion. Without the purple flower of peace, they had forgotten the final steps of their midsummer lullaby. In the center of the dancing circle sat Titania, the beautiful queen of the fairies. She was resting upon a bed of soft, fragrant violets, her long, silver-spun gown flowing around her like a mountain stream. Her eyes were closed, but her sleep was uneasy, her hands twitching slightly as if she were chasing a dream that kept slipping away. Robin approached the edge of the meadow, careful not to startle the dancing sprites. His silver bell began to vibrate intensely now, growing quite hot against his skin. It was pointing directly toward a small, shadowed hollow beneath a massive, ancient elderberry bush just behind the queen's resting place. Robin crept forward, bending low, his simple tunic brushing against the dew-kissed grass. Peering into the dark hollow, he saw a soft, magical glow. It was not golden like the fireflies, nor pink like the sky. It was a deep, rich, comforting purple light. There, nestled in a bed of emerald green moss, lay the lost flower, the love in idleness. Its petals were perfectly formed, radiating a calm, soothing energy that immediately caused the restless humming in Robin's mind to grow still. But as he reached out his hand, he noticed a tiny, sleeping creature curled around the stem of the flower. It was a field mouse, snoring softly, its small whiskers twitching in its sleep. The little mouse had found the flower and, comforted by its magic, had fallen into the deepest, most wonderful slumber. Robin smiled, his gentle heart refusing to wake the tiny creature harshly. He looked up through the branches toward the center of the forest. The solar flower was far away, but in his mind's eye, he could see the drop of solar dew. It was now at the very tip of the golden leaf, hanging by a thread so thin it could break at any second. The clock was ticking. Midnight was almost here. He had to act quickly, but he had to remain gentle. Robin took his small silver bell and held it right above the sleeping mouse. He did not ring it. Instead, he blew a soft, warm breath onto the silver metal. The bell responded by emitting its lowest, most melodious hum, a sound so sweet and comforting that it felt like a warm blanket being wrapped around the tiny creature. Hearing the soundless melody, the little mouse rolled over with a soft sigh, releasing its hold on the stem and drifting into an even deeper, sweeter sleep on the soft moss. With practiced, steady fingers, Robin gently lifted the scarlet flower from its mossy bed. The moment his fingers touched the stem, the purple light expanded, casting long, beautiful shadows across the entire meadow. The transparent wings of the dancing fairies caught the purple glow, turning the peach-pink air into a magnificent tapestry of twilight colours. Robin turned and ran back through the forest, his steps light and silent, his light brown hair flying in the warm evening breeze. He kept his eyes on the golden light of the central glade, watching the shadows dance between the trees as the fireflies parted to let him pass. The air seemed to hold its breath as he neared the royal circle. He burst into the grand glade just as the giant drop of solar dew detached itself from the golden petal. The drop was falling, descending through the air like a perfect glass sphere, sparkling in the final rays of the midsummer sun. With a swift, elegant movement, Robin slid across the soft moss, holding the love in idleness directly beneath the falling drop. The solar dew fell perfectly into the centre of the purple blossom. Instead of a splash, a magnificent, silent wave of warm, golden and purple light erupted from the flower, spreading out across the entire forest like a gentle ripple on a calm lake. The golden dust particles in the air multiplied by the thousands, glowing with a soft, comforting brilliance that filled every dark corner of the woods with warmth and safety. The grey haze vanished instantly. King Oberon stood up from his throne, his brow clearing, a magnificent, peaceful smile spreading across his noble face. He felt the ancient harmony return to his heart, deeper and stronger than ever before. Across the meadow, Queen Titania ceased her restless turning. She sank into a deep, perfectly calm sleep, her face relaxing into an expression of pure, untroubled peace, her silver gown shining softly under the lavender sky. The fairies in the meadow stopped their confused movements. They looked at each other with gentle understanding, their transparent wings vibrating with a low, soothing hum that sounded like the distant murmur of the sea. They began to sing their true midsummer lullaby, a melody so soft and slow that even the leaves on the ancient oak trees seemed to stop their rustling to listen. Robin stepped forward and gently placed the love in idleness at the base of the solar flower, where the roots of the two magical plants intertwined, locking the forest's harmony into the earth for all the years to come. He looked down at his silver bell, which was now cool and quiet against his wrist, its grand task completed. He adjusted his simple tunic, sat down on a patch of soft moss under the protective branches of an old oak, and let out a long, satisfied sigh. The midsummer night had reached its perfect balance. The sky remained a beautiful dark lavender, a warm and comforting dome that protected the forest and all its sleeping inhabitants. The golden fireflies settled onto the ferns, their lights lowering into a soft, rhythmic pulse that mimicked the steady, calm heartbeat of the sleeping earth. The ancient kings, the playful sprites, and all the small creatures of the woods lay down in their hidden, cozy nests. They felt the immense safety of the enchanted forest surrounding them, a warm embrace that banished all worries and all restless thoughts. One by one, their eyelids grew heavy. Their breathing became slow and steady, and they drifted off into a deep, beautiful midsummer night's dream.